Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host. We're heading back to DreamWorks with a film that is part of the DreamWorks Animation Library. This would be DreamWorks' second animated film as we take a look at the animated epic, The Prince of Egypt from 1998. Now, I said again before a couple times in my videos that I'm not a religious person, though I do believe in the Bible and stuff like that. But Prince of Egypt is a movie that's revolutionary because this is a movie I've heard of but never actually saw. But it's an animated film, and DreamWorks usually does a really good job with their animated stuff. And there's also another reason. With the passing of Val Kilmer, who voices the main character Moses, I thought that's fitting enough. And I believe it also has Ralph Fiennes, I think, is in this movie. They don't have the cast on the back, and I don't have my phone with me right now. In fact, my phone is somewhere up right here. So yeah, I forgot to rate it, but yeah, so let's talk about Prince of Egypt. I do apologize about if I'm looking at my phone, but yeah, let's talk about Prince of Egypt. Now, Prince of Egypt is an epic, is based on the story of Exodus, the story of Moses and Ramses. If you know the story of Exodus, you know the story of Prince of Egypt. And if you're familiar with the original epic 10th Commandments, which also follow the same story, this is sort of an animated version of 10th Commandments, and this is really solid. I really like this movie. Not as good as something like A Road to El Dorado or Spirit, which I haven't viewed on the channel, but I have watched, or Sinbad Legend of the Seven Seas, a movie I covered on the channel. So yeah, Prince of Egypt is just really good. Let me go on Letterboxd real quick, guys. I do apologize. I'm just going so I can look at the cast on the back. I do apologize, guys. Here we go. Prince of Egypt. It was interesting enough. Yeah, I was right. Ralph Fiennes is in this. He plays Ramesses. This is a movie that also has a cast that includes Michelle Pfeiffer. Who else is in this? Let me run down the cast. This is a pretty big cast. We got Val Kilmer, Ralph Fiennes, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sandra Bullock, Jeff Goldblum, Danny Glover, Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and among others. So yeah, I'm going to rate this right now real quick so I get this out of the way so I don't forget. And there we go. It's been rated. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, anyways. So this movie is interesting because I thought this was really good. I'm kind of getting off topic, but yeah, I'm going to put that down. So basically it starts out with Moses as a baby, and basically it shows the birth mother putting the baby inside the basket, and the baby's like flown off. So we're introduced to another mother with Ramses as a child, and then they show to meet your new baby brother. Cut now to them as young men, and they're basically hoodlums at first, and they're chariot racing each other, and it gets insanely crazy. So their father is voiced by Patrick Stewart, and he's not pleased with the brothers, and they're just so up in arms and so mad at each other. This movie, like I said, if you know that story, it's really good animation. The comedy, well, not really a comedy, but there are some moments that made you just want to smile. The songs in it are excellent. The songs in this are really good. In fact, the song When You Believe, which is like near the end of the movie, actually won for best song. The back of the DVD, well, the front DVD said Academy Award Best Original Song. So it did win that Oscar. I think it was the only Oscar that the movie actually won. So it is just spectacular. And I think honestly with Val Kilmer playing the voice of the main guy Moses, and Ralph Fiennes, which is interesting enough because his brother Joseph Fiennes was actually in Sinbad Legend of the Seven Seas. So both Fiennes were in both DreamWorks animated movies. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. And I thought it was really good. The animation, like I said, is just stunning. There's not much to say in the movie about the story of Exodus. Although the ending is very, very powerful. It's a very powerful message that it's the battle between good and evil. The scene where Ramses is like, at first he's like so serious. He closes his eyes and then he gets very mad because it's like, well, it's payback time, pal. You betrayed me. So basically now Moses accidentally jumps in after an elderly man gets whipped. So he's trying to intervene and jump in and kills the man that does it. So now he escapes and goes with another bunch of people, and he shows him evolution. It shows him evolving from the wig to having brown hair to growing a beard to having all these powers. Like he turns the cane into a snake, and Ramses doesn't believe that. The water turns into blood. Ramses doesn't believe that. So it's sort of this like pick your poison scenario. So in the very end, and I'm sure that, like I said, this story has been done before. Ten Commandments did it back in the day. There's even a Rugrats episode that did something similar to this story. So the whole story of Exodus has been done before. With the recent film that had Joel Edgerton, which was called Exodus, also tells that story. And I really thought it was really good. The end credits song is performed by Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, along with another song performed by Boyz II Men. So they performed a song in the end. Though if you stick around the end credits, you actually get a Bible verse, which is kind of, I give the writers credit. It's actually directed by three people: Brenda Chapman, Stephen Hickarin, and Simon Wells. Simon Wells, if you're not familiar with him, he's the guy who directed the animated classic, my favorite movie of all time, Fievel Goes West. So he directed that movie as well. It's actually produced by Jeffrey Katzenberg. Like I said again, this was the second animated feature by DreamWorks. So this was after Ants, which would be their first animated movie. That was CG. Prince of Egypt, I gotta say, is a solid watch. And it is really, 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 really good. It's not perfect, and I'll tell you why. I think if I go by the flaws, I think they're a little bit too more salt, but there's too much songs in the movie. I would hope they were going to have less songs in the movie and stand out to be just a good drama. Maybe have a couple songs here and there. I will say once again, this movie is not preachy for the fact of being preachy. Like a couple other religious films I've covered on the channel that are a little bit too preachy. The Stray was another one that was a religious movie about a dog. We don't need to talk about that movie. You know how I feel about that. But this movie, like I said, I gotta give DreamWorks credit for doing a story based around a biblical story for their second movie. I give them that. But I'm telling you guys, I'm sure everybody's seen this. But if you have, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the songs are done by Steven Schwartz. I'm hoping pronouncing that right. Was scored by Hans Zimmer. Steven Schwartz, he's the guy who did a lot of the songs for a lot of the Disney movies. This movie does have a very Disney feel. Like I said before, Jeffrey Katzenberg used to work for Disney and then moved to DreamWorks, and he got to produce this movie. So, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's a really good movie. I think it's a great historical film. So if you want to watch a movie that's very historical, Prince of Egypt is really good. As I said many times, I'm not a religious person, but this movie made me more interested and learn about. And I always was fascinated with the story of Exodus, the story of Moses and Ramsey. I was always interested in that story. But in the film I covered a couple weeks ago, 90 Minutes to Heaven, I can watch a religious film if I'm the least bit interested. It has to be something I'm very interested in watching. As long as it's not a pre-flick. As long as it's not a pre-flicks film. And this movie is not. This is before pre-flicks became pre-flicks. So I kind of want to just bring that out right now. If you've not seen Prince of Egypt, don't sleep on this, guys. It's definitely a great movie to learn about. And if you want to know a little bit more of the story of Moses, Ramses, and the story of Exodus, I thought the cast was like really solid. And I do think, honestly, I forgot to mention, Steve Martin Short, I kind of felt were a bit odd. They were more the comic relief. I think they should have been taken out of the movie. And again, this is just my opinion, but honestly, I found them more distracting than I did with learning about, well, Exodus. So that's my other complaint I forgot to kind of bring up. So, yeah, I think I already did mention most of it, though. It ends strong. Check this film out. So let's go ahead and rate the movie. I'm going to give The Prince of Egypt a 4 out of 5. And the reason I gave it that score is because of the songs and Steve Martin Short. That's really about it. That's why I'm giving it that score, guys. But if you can ignore that, check out the film. I don't know yet, but I'm thinking this movie might be on my 10 best list at the end of the year. It's really good. It was very entertaining. Though I missed a couple scenes in the movie because, like I said again, my disc was like totally scratched. I didn't even look real close. I don't know if you could see it in the video, guys, but trying to see. Sorry about that, guys. Licky. I don't know, guys, but if you could see the scratches, there are scratches in this movie, so yeah, there are a ton of it. And it glitched on one scene. I was kind of super bummed because that might have been an important part in the movie, but regardless, I got through the whole thing, and that's all that matters. So, yeah, check out Prince of Egypt. Definitely a keeper, and definitely worth watching if you like DreamWorks animated films. If you want to know a story based on a Bible story, biblical story, or biblical epic, whatever you want to call it, check out Prince of Egypt. It's really solid, and it is a fun time to watch. So yeah, that's my review of The Prince of Egypt. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you can see what I have covered on the channel, what I have reviewed on the channel. And I got a brand new playlist out on my channel, so you guys can check out that as well. And also I'm on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check me out there as well. And I rate the movies before I review the movies, well, make the video and everything. So you might get this out tonight. You might get this out tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. So yeah, So check out Prince of Egypt. Really good movie. And yeah, and as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.